fucking back, yo. What the fuck is up?
It's double relevant, dude. It's double relevant.
It's it's relevant in the first place because it's just good music
Always relevant.
by good people. And it's also relevant because it's Black Women's Month.
Yeah, I also had to
Wicked
clean
wisdom.
my sheets on Friday. It's like fucking like 5 in the morning.
And that reminded you of Wicked. Bleed all over me. Is that
yeah, I had
because your sheet said?
Sometimes they just can't control it. It goes everywhere. I had to fucking clean my sheets.
Your butt cheeks, you mean? After a man fucks you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I'm gay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. I had to wash it out. It's I did my walk of shame back home. It was dripping out. It's actually when somebody was screaming at me on the bus because it was dripping all over them, like it was just spreading across the seats, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Rare instance where the screaming bum is correct. He's like, that guy's ass is fucking bleeding all over the fucking bus. He's gay.
A lot of people don't listen. You just have to listen. They're always right. Actually, this is a misunderstanding that people have. Is like these guys are rambling, crazy people, but no, they're the only ones who really get it, man. They're the only sane ones amongst us. They're like the Joker. They're hyper.
People laugh at me because I'm standing in the rain laughing. I'm the only one who knows what's really going on.
This twisted world. Oh my god. Do you think if you were to knock 25 IQ points off, do you think your life gets better or worse?
My job would be fine. I think just like socially, I would do a lot better because I would probably not overthink things.
Yeah, or you not have the capacity to overthink.
I think from an existential, I think I would have some problems, like figuring out anything about the world around me, and I'd probably be very scared all the time.
No, dumb people don't seem scared to me. They usually just kind of dive headlong into situations.
You're saying knocking 25 points off of me would make me dumb?
Of course not.
Slightly below average.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably technically still able to breathe, but I might be giving you a little bit too much credit.
I'm a protozoa.
Yeah, you're a slug person. You could, it's walking isn't really in the picture. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Aw.
Just barely able to keep the lights on.
Going from an 80 to a solid 55.
It would be amazing. It would
like the
be
smartest chimp. I'd be king of the chimps. I just move into chimp world and just
get your balls ripped off.
I get my balls ripped off, but I'd also be chimp, like chimp Augustus or Caesar or something. I'd be like, I would. Well, I mean, yeah, I could invent tools, but they would just like kill me instantly.
The way that you think this is gonna go is like when I was opening up this question, I was thinking being dumb sounds okay, but apparently your immediate strategy is to go get turned into a sex toy by a bunch of animals.
Well, you're saying I can't walk and I'm functionally retarded. I'm saying my only option is to be king of the chimps. Be king
probably
of the
feed you. They probably keep you alive.
Yeah.
Don't want this hole to dry out. Okay. It's going to be hilarious when we get to the end of our lives, and it turns out that we were both incredibly stupid the entire time. Like that's going to be a great twist. Where the
G-man comes into your hospital room and he's like, I have some terrible news for you. You have been mentally retarded your entire life.
God, that'd be a real kick in the nuts.
They released Half-Life 3 and it's a 15-minute long speech by the G-Man talking about how he set up this whole mirage for you to keep you entertained so that you wouldn't bite yourself in your sleep. And you've really just been kind of running around like a little underground like playpen with foam walls for the whole time.
I think
plastic crowbar.
we've had this discussion before about like what number would really disappoint you if you took like an IQ test, but imagine taking one and you clock like a 93.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God,
Brutal.
it would be impossible to go on. I think.
Yeah, I'm terrified of taking an IQ. I would mega dose Adderall before taking an IQ test. Like,
yeah,
I'm not.
cheat as hard as possible.
You have to be at your peak when you're taking the test.
No, it's bullshit. 93. It's bullshit.
I'm just compensating for the nerves. I need to just.
I'm hungover. Rounded up. I'm hungover. I didn't sleep very well. I was kind of rushed on my way in here. You know, somebody almost hit me.
Yeah. So instead, I'm on 70 milligrams of Adderall. Or 70 milligrams of Vyvanse. I'm on Phenibut, Kratom, Etizolam, big cup of coffee, 40 grams of glycine. I'm dreaming with my. I can see. I can't see. I'm seeing a dream in waking life with my eyeballs.
You've been spending your entire life preparing to
become dumb.
You've been spending your entire life preparing to fight against all odds to achieve a good IQ test score. I've been fighting my entire life building excuses for why I won't do well. That's the difference between you and me.
I know. Those things, you come out, you walk out the building, you don't even know your score. You're like, those things are bullshit. You know, like that's not even real. Baby. Oh, okay. You can see shapes. You can tell the next shape. Okay. Can you do your taxes, pal? Can you fucking? Oh, can you dance? Don't think so. How much pussy you got, dude?
I can't yet, but I could if I wanted to. You probably couldn't. Fatso. It's like, yeah, I got rock hard 6-pack abs. What do I need? What do I need a 3-digit IQ for?
Is your portfolio diversified? I fucking drive a Taurus.
You're always connected to these earthly tethers that you have, like a 3-digit IQ. I'm over here and I'm floating on air, baby.
Intelligence can't be measured. The human mind is immeasurably complex. Really, our intelligence exists in multiple dimensions. So, like, we're getting if you're measuring intelligence like here, like on like paper, you're getting like maybe one out of like infinity of what our actual intelligence is. We haven't even tapped into our true like intelligence. We haven't even ascended like past the first level, and past the first level it gets even worse. So you have to get really to the fourth level before you actually start being able to incorporate and integrate the new information you're receiving.
What's more is that we're not even. You're talking about like book intelligence, like book reading, man. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. I'm an empath. That's my ultimate line of defense. Is like, oh, you always concern yourself with like, oh, I'm this smart or whatever. I'm thinking about other people.
Meanwhile, you're like, you can't picture an apple in your head. You're like, man, this shit's all bullshit. I don't even. This is fucking. None of this stuff's even real. IQ's not. Genes aren't real. You ever heard of this guy Lysenko? This isn't. None of this. They proved it. Like fucking. I don't know. Maybe they actually proved it.
Probably if my fucking dad wasn't fucking such a slut, got that inferior French DNA from my mom, maybe I'd be fucking.
My mom had fucked so many fucking Italian dudes, and I got all the bits from their Y chromosomes before my dad got in there.
Yeah, if the walls of her womb weren't absolutely coated in olive oil sperm, I'd be fucking doing all right. If she hadn't been beautifully fucking just fuck, I lost it. God damn it. Oh well.
Yeah.
See,
we were going at a good clip there for a couple minutes.
If I had the 3rd digit IQ, I'd be able to keep going. That was it.
Yeah, if we were really dumb or smart, we'd have a great podcast. That's how you know we're
Yeah. I had to overwrite some childhood memories to get that out there. So, it's speaking of overwriting childhood memories, I watched Johnny Mnemonic last night.
You weren't there when we watched it on New Year's a couple years ago.
No, I watched Johnny Mnemonic. Whoa.
Kind of underwhelming.
It's I say whoa as in like this is a disaster.
Not a Keanu whoa, like a
no. I was a little. It's
Yeah, I mean, there's like two. The problem is it's very small scale. Not a lot happens. Yeah. Like if they had more, like the dolphin was great. I was like, oh my god, Ice-T has a dolphin. Wait, it was Ice-T, right? Or was it? Who was it?
That's Ice-T.
And also, MMA guy is in there, like who's on Rogan a lot, right?
Well, there's Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins is in there.
Yeah, Rollins is from Black Flag.
I associate him with MMA just because he has that look.
He's big.
He just has that. Yeah, I don't know. He just looks like that, and he's on Rogan, so I'm just like, yeah.
Udo Kier's in there. Who's he's a German character actor. He's in Suspiria.
Yeah. He's in
a lot of shit.
He's in a lot of shit. He's like usually a villain, I want to say.
Yeah, he's a villainous German character actor.
Yes.
He's in a bunch of Dracula shit. He's in Shadow of the Vampire. But anyway, fucking.
What is Shadow of the Vampire?
Shadow of the Vampire is the Elias Maherj film about creating Nosferatu, where the twist is that the actor playing Nosferatu is a real vampire. It's a black comedy film.
I can't believe Steven and I haven't watched that. Okay, so
it's great.
For this October, Steven and I got Shadow of the Vampire, Morbius, and probably Marvin, or what's the movie about the kid who's the vampire?
Martin.
I'm gonna keep these tabs open and write them down later. Okay, that's all good. Wait, no, not Martin.
Isn't that a film? Martin film.
Yeah, but there's also a black TV show. But yes, I'll get the idea. But what do I know Udo Kier from? This is gonna bother me. So much shit that it doesn't even matter.
Oh, he's ridiculous. Like, he's one of those dudes that just works.
Yeah, he's always working.
He's in Ace Ventura. He's in.
Oh, you know what? I know every. Steven makes fun of me because I mentioned Ace Ventura so much, but every '90s actor is in those fucking movies. It is. If I watch a movie from the '90s, I notice at least 4 people who are prominently in Ace Ventura, and I pointed out to Steven, and he's like, "Why the fuck do you care so much about Ace Ventura?"
You guys spend every single movie watching session together. He's rattling off classical music, and you're referencing every actor who's in Ace Ventura. It's just your entire viewing
I
session.
guess it must be pretty insufferable.
You might remember Udo Kier from being in Blade. He plays
I think it might have been Ace Ventura. I think it actually, unironically, might have been Ace Ventura, where I mostly recognize him from.
He's in Dracula 3000.
Yeah, which one? What is that?
Dracula 3000 is...
Oh, Spaceship. 2.1 out of 10. That's very low on IMDb.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more other thing. There's one more other thing that he's in. He's in Melancholia. Right. He plays an effeminate wedding planner in that film. He's fucking amazing. Anyway. But yeah, watch Johnny Mnemonic. It's clear.
Oh yes, he's the guy who owns the mansion in Ace Ventura, and he owns the shark. Got it. Done.
I bet that Johnny Mnemonic, the story, like if you were to read it, is probably entertaining. The movie is so little material stretched out over. Yeah, and Keanu Reeves, he gets a lot of shit for his performances where he needs to do an accent. He is abysmal in Johnny Mnemonic. He's fucking terrible in that movie.
I mean, he doesn't even have an accent in that, does he?
No, he just can't.
Yeah, no, he just sucks.
He's terrible in that.
Yeah, of course.
But
have you seen Lawnmower Man though?
No.
Dude, you gotta get on Lawnmower Man.
Okay.
It's James Bond and a retarded guy going into VR and getting sucked off. It's the fuck, and then the retarded guy becomes too smart for James Bond, and he has to stop him. It is the best.
Okay.
Ever.
I'll do it.
I mean, it's a nightmare, but it's the best.
You know whose movies we should probably watch at some point is Homeboy that did Altered States.
He has more?
Yeah, he made kind of outsider films. Ken Russell, I think The Devils, 1971 is a film of his. He did the movie Tommy for The Who. But yeah, he kitchen sink realism. Wait, no, hold on.
Kitchen sink.
No, let's see.
Have you seen how many Polanski movies have you seen?
probably 3 or 4. I haven't seen a ton of his films. Which ones are you?
I was thinking about The Tenant recently.
So that was a movie that I was going to watch when writing my current film that I'm working on, but I didn't want to steal too much from it, so I skipped it. But I'm going to watch it when I'm done.
I heard it described. I kind of don't want to watch it because I heard it described by someone who, I believe when they say this, who described it as the most fucked movie you can watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's about a guy going slowly insane in his own little his own little tiny space, without any sort of interaction, right? Isn't it like he just loses his mind?
I think it's like some kind of like paranoia. I mean, from what I've heard about Polanski, it's like a lot of his stuff deals with like paranoia and like isolation and insanity and stuff. Yeah, so
you seen Rosemary's Baby?
Nope.
Oh man, the hell of a picture there.
I would like to watch that whole trilogy.
The Apartment trilogy, is that what it's called?
Trilogy, yeah.
Yeah.
Repulsion, Rosemary's Baby, and The Tenant.
Yeah, that was that period where he was, able to make movies and
killing it.
It was a good time.
Chinatown.
He made a little whoopsie, and drugged and raped a girl, and then he had to flee the country.
Yeah.
What you mean? You have your wife murdered in the most high profile spree killing case of the 21st or the 20th century, and see if you're okay on the other side. Yeah.
It's true.
R. Kelly got off on a technicality. I learned about this recently.
He didn't get off. He's in jail, isn't he?
He's in jail for other shit. He didn't go to jail for the getting pissed on thing, right? Wasn't
no.
I think he went to, let's see. Let's look at his criminal history. Criminal conviction. Okay, he went to jail last year.
Yeah.
But he had one of his cases thrown out because of some sort of the investigation was carried out inappropriately, so he got away with one of his crimes, which is like the justice system is simultaneously something that I'm so glad that it exists in the way that it does, because it's I just feels like I'll probably never go to prison my entire life, even if I do something wrong. But then there are tons of people that go to prison for doing nothing at all. Crazy.
Yeah, no, I listened to his song about it, and I believe him. I don't think he did anything.
Yo, yeah, you think so?
That song, that was not a song of a guilty man. That was a song of a guy who's like, what the fuck is this? A desperate man.
I see.
Who just give it up nothing, like firm denial from R. Kelly. And I don't know.
R. Kelly has been credited with redefining R&B and hip hop, earning the nicknames such as the King of R&B, and
also it was a good song, I gotta say, yeah.
And the Pied Piper of R&B.
Like, especially with like how because they like totally seemingly like changed, like, or at least have been taking advantage of how people don't know what terms like sex trafficking or human trafficking or forced labor mean, like in the past few years. Like, so everything is now like sex trafficking, even though it's just like prostitution, which has been around forever. But now if you say sex trafficking, it's easier to like indict someone. And like human trafficking, this wouldn't apply to R. Kelly, but like that's how they're getting people like taking Mexicans over the border now. It's like, you're human trafficking, and then everyone's like, oh, well, that's bad. They're just like helping them over the border, and then it's just like, okay, now you have to pay me by working over here, and now you're guilty of enslavement and human trafficking. Whereas if you would just like taking them over. That's still breaking the law, but like that's fine. I don't know.
All the posters are like that we because I live down here near the border. All the posters now are about keep an eye out for any sort of human trafficking that might be happening. You know, it's like, yeah, you're probably right that there's some sort of concerted effort to recontextualize things like that. The R. Kelly thing, there's so many different accusations that I'd have to go through them all individually. I'm going to go with I'm on the side if he did do it, but I'll report back with more information at some point. Well, this is a podcast of balance, so I'm going to
investigation. Yeah.
We're going to come with eulogies, and also I'm going to come with a firm, maybe even apology. We'll see. Maybe I've been accusing an innocent man of wrongdoing. Who's to say?
It's happened before. What else is going on with us? You wanted to hear our takes on Will Smith? Too bad. I agree with everyone. I think everyone is right. I don't think anyone even did anything wrong. I don't even think I disagree that there's a controversy.
I actually don't think anything happened. What about that?
Yeah. How about that?
Prove it. We got deep fakes. I think they deep fake that.
That's a creative deep fake. I commend whoever made that deep fake. That was that's visionary.
Yeah, I think that the Smith family should have taken the approach of all of this is all made up. We weren't there. Prove that we were there. Do it, and just deny all accounts.
Yeah, where are the records? Where are the papers?
Yeah. You didn't shoot that on film. You shot that on digital. I know you were modifying that shit. That slap didn't look real to me.
No, barely connected.
Look at that.
Barely connected.
Yeah. Look at him hard sell that. Come on. Come on. You're telling me you think I was there, and then you have your own deepfake images made of you with a newspaper dated that day, and you're in France somewhere actually, and then you pay a bunch of people to claim that you were there, and then you make it into you make your own news story, counter news story.
And that's how you do it.
I'm starting to think that actually happened.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that.
What else going on with you, my friend?
I'm trying to buy a house, which, people are always saying stuff like they don't want you to buy a house. They're trying to make it impossible. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But I'm pretty sure they're trying to make it impossible to buy a house. I'm pretty sure, and I haven't looked into this, but I would bet that it is easier to buy a fully functional tank than a house, or like a howitzer, just like loaded, ready to go.
I would bet. I think the explosives are the difficult thing to get because I think over a certain size they're regulated. But like a helicopter or tank, easily.
Yeah,
easily,
very easily. Yeah. Whereas
easily
to get a fucking house, I need a realtor. I need a lawyer. I need a pre-approval from a bank or some kind of lender.
Yeah.
I need probably some other stuff that I haven't even fucking looked into yet. And it's a huge catch-22 because you have to do all of this for a house that's not on the market yet because you have like 5 days after a house goes up before you have to decide whether or not you're going to buy it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're getting Kafka trapped. All right, for sure. You are living the trial right now.
Yeah.
You have to. You're lucky that all of these things aren't specific boroughs in identical buildings with like you're fucking. What happened? How did it get this way? Just sell me the property and I'll fix it if it's busted.
Yeah, I'll give you the money. You give me the fucking house. Come the fuck on, dude.
I'm going to assume the house is broken.
Yeah, all houses are busted. That's
agonizing. And you have family members who all own homes, so like they were able to do it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you have a mom and a dad that own homes. Whether or not your dad's name is on the one, mortgage yet, I don't know. But your mom's definitely on that one mortgage. How the fuck they pull that off?
Yeah, well, my mom knows a lot of lawyers, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck? I mean, but she did it before COVID and when the market went all weird. So, yeah, I don't know. Now even she's like, this is nuts. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to do this. And I'm like, yeah. So I don't know.
I was briefly looking into buying a home down here in the most competitive and ridiculous and inflated housing market in the entire country right now.
Cool.
And I was like, so like the value of the home would be, let's say $250,000, and then so you get approved for that much, and then people are paying $100,000 over the market value price of the home in cash.
Yeah.
To buy homes in the market right now, and I'm like, this is because everybody's selling their $650,000 homes in California and coming with cash, So like, they're like, oh, easy, oh, this is cheap, this is great, and just destroying the market. What I should have done is buy a home when I first moved down here, and then because I had like an income and I was working at like a reputable business and had like a solid source of, I was making, upper 5 figures a year, not like about 6 figures or whatever, but should have bought a home and then had all my dumb friends pay me rent on the home that I had bought. That would have been the smart thing to do. And then I probably would have already made $100,000 if I were to sell the fucking thing, but I didn't have the foresight to do that at the time.
Yeah, but then you would have had to fix all the shit they fuck up. Because now you're the landlord.
Yeah, I bill them for it. Bill them for it.
No, that's not how renting works.
They don't know that. Don't tell them that.
I guess you could just exploit them.
Hey man, you just fucking broke you broke my door. Fix my fucking door. See? It's like,
if they break it, but if something like at the fridge, or the heating, that's like you just gotta.
Hey guys, we need a new fridge.
It's like, no, it's your house. I don't know if they would fall for that. I don't think that would work.
Overloading the freezer, and that's why the fridge is breaking. Be just a total dirtbag to my friends.
Just gaslight the fuck out of your friends.
Yeah.
That is a good move. Yeah.
If you leave right now, you do know that breaking your lease is a $5,000 penalty, right?
No contract.
Yeah, exactly. I'm stuck with
$5,000.
Nobody's living with me anymore. I'm stuck paying fucking $4,000 a month for a home.
You got to live with a bunch of fucking druggies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm selling meth out of my home.
Mm-hmm. That's a good game.
Anyway,
actually, probably no one would suspect you. There's other people.
And is that home that you were looking at? That's not on the market yet.
No. Yeah, I'm going to try and go to an open house. To go to an open house, you need a broker and a lawyer. So,
are you fucking kidding me?
Next week, and I think they have to. I don't know if they have to. I think they have to be there with you. So,
are you fucking?
For an open house.
This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable.
I'm just gonna hold a gun to them and be like, I would like to look at this house, please.
No, you don't understand. I don't want to use this on you, and I'm not even making you give me anything. Just let me look at it.
I have no choice. I would like to look at I would like to check the hot water. Just check for any drafts.
And I want to look at the shingles. I want to examine the shingles, and then
check out the roof.
I've got a guy that can do all that stuff.
I want to see how many walls this 45 hollow point can go through, and then I'll be right out of here. Yeah, so it's speaking of Kafka traps, or wait, no, that was what you were talking about when you said Kafka trap. So yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is one of those. But it's a pretty nice house, so I'll give it a shot, I guess.
It looks amazing. It's a magnificent home. It's one story, right?
Yeah.
It's big. Huge. It's a big one story. Yeah,
big,
cool.
Sort
of got one of those 70s
basements.
One of those 70s sunken living rooms, right? Where it's like you step down into it.
With stone columns and a fireplace.
Fabulous. You really should, if you buy that place, you should definitely deck it out 70s style with orange and brown, and like only drink brown liquor out of a out of like a globe shaped liquor cabinet. You
I wonder
know,
how easy it is
and
to just install a bar, yeah, in the basement. Big basement on that
oh
sucker.
so easy, so
Pool
easy. I'm
table.
sure.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine? These are the things where it's like you really. I think guys should stop getting married so young so that you can enjoy owning a home and also being a single guy.
Stop
Because
getting
can you?
married so young. Guys are not. No one's getting married young. Who's getting married young?
I know people are getting married young. Young to me is before 34.
Oh my
So
god.
so like so so like I'm thinking because what you
That's
really want
not
to do is
young.
spend a couple years playing just shooting pool in your basement by yourself, listening to the Allman Brothers band, you
Listen
know,
to
and
Wicked Wisdom.
yeah, listening to Wicked Wisdom, shooting pool by yourself, getting absolutely fucking hammered off of Wild Turkey 101. Um, that's a good way to spend your early 30s, I think.
That's yeah. If you have a house, sure.
Why not? Shoot,
I guess
just go in
yeah.
your backyard and shoot. Ugh. Oh my god.
Yeah, like yeah. I'm just gonna lift weights. I'm gonna sit on my porch and uh, drink and I don't know, read or whittle or something. Smoke a pipe, and I'm gonna start
You got
a.
a fireplace on the ass?
I'm gonna start a Bumble profile, and every answer to the questions on my profile is gonna be: I have a house. I own a
Yeah.
house. Houseman.
Homeowner.
Homeowner. Um,
What are your
yeah.
favorite
So
hobbies?
that's
In smoking a pipe on the back porch of my house.
of the house that I own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on with me. Is I'm thinking about houses, and I'm thinking about Jared Leto jokes.
I mean, I don't know if you can do much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
We watched a thing over a long period of time.
How
If we're
long a
ready to jump
period of
into it,
time was it? How long has it been? Because
I think it was 3 weeks.
it's only been like a month. Yeah, that's not crazy.
Which is the appropriate? That's the right speed, I think, for
We were like,
this.
let's watch something chill. So we decided to just go for broke and go with the most chill. And we watched ARIA. I have
Yes.
a better screenshot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We watched ARIA, the one that everyone likes, and really the largest staple of slice of life that I have not tapped into yet. Maybe I think I haven't watched any Tamira or what else is there? I don't know. But yes, Aria. This is Aria the animation.
Yes.
Although in my notes I spelled it Imation. I didn't even notice this whole time.
That's a Freudian slip there.
Ah, that's cute. The manga is by Amano Kozue, who also did Amanchu, which I watched the anime of. Manchu is a show about it's this, but it's animated at a higher resolution because it's like 2016, and it's about
The scuba diving one.
it's diving. Yes, it's this but
Yeah.
diving.
Okay.
It is this but diving, because there was like a diving scene in this show, and I was like, either this mangaka likes diving in real life, or uh, they liked making that part enough that they were like, why don't I just do this next? But yeah, Aria was originally called Aqua, but then it
Mhm.
moved to a different magazine and retitled Aria. And went from 2001 to 2008. And the anime is in 2005 by the studio HAL Filmmaker, who did Oban Star Racers. Hell yeah. Princess Tutu. Utakata, which we should watch because it's only 12 episodes. Something called Saber Marionette J, which I've never heard of, but it has the same art style as Gao Kaiser.
Boy.
Yeah. And yeah, Aria has a bunch of seasons and OVAs by multiple studios. We just watched the first one here.
Yep.
The JC staff took over. Like, I think they did. I think JC staff has only done. They started doing movies recently. I think just last year there were 3 movies, 3 ARIA movies, which is
What the fuck?
they're 60. They're 60 minutes. They're basically OVAs. But yeah,
Okay.
still ARIA animated content going. Um, and
It
then
seems like
there's
something you can kind of just do forever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, until you
it's
run out of chapters because manga's over. But yeah, there's Aria the animation, and there's Aria the natural. I think is the next one.
that's
That
also
one's
hell.
yes, um, and yeah,
Six
that's
episodes.
that's
Damn.
Hal, and that's 26. That's 2 core. Yeah, they were like, all right, this is successful. Let's make a fuckload of this. This is an
Hmm.
OVA by Hal again, 2007. It's just half an hour. Then there's Aria the Origination in 2008. Hal again. That's 13 episodes again. And then big break until 2015. Aria the Avenir, which is a 3-episode OVA by TYO. And then there's been 2 films in 2021 by JC Staff. So no shortage of Aria content.
Arya the Bendizione. I think pretty sure. Aren't you taking Bendizione? Isn't that
I'm
something you're abusing right
technically it's a thienodiazepone because they replaced the benzene ring with. Look, it's not important. Okay, in mice it shows less dependency signs.
Yeah. Less dependency,
When
but the nuts do swell up.
the nuts do swell.
Mm.
Episode title. Hold on, let me just.
Um,
The nuts do swell. Okay.
Benedizione. Benedizione. Yeah, okay.
What is
That's yeah.
Benedizione? What is Benedizione?
That's the last anime film that came to theaters. It's
No, but
Aria the Benedizione.
what's that word mean? It means blessing
Oh,
in Italian.
I agree. It is a blessing.
And crepusculo is delicious. Sounds like. Apparently, this is not. Oh, twilight. Oh, these are all nice words. Avenir, I believe, is future. We found that out. Although it's not actually future. I think it's a poor translation. It means just like happened or something. I don't know. Yes. Anyways, 13 episodes. Well, very well known as being, dare I say it, comfy.
A little comfy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. As a masculine noun, Avenir is future. Okay, so that's good. I got that right. I am going to go get my second beer.
Cool.
About
when you come back, I'm
what? Oh, okay, sure, great.
gonna talk about. Okay,
Do it.
let's see. I went and saw some live music. I saw Goldie Pipes at the Skylark Lounge in Austin, which was super enjoyable. Except I was so fucking deaf by the end. I've had a couple of days now where my hearing in my right ear is a little worse than it was before. I hope that goes away. It typically does, but who is to say, really? Okay, you're back?
I am back.
Okay, I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. So, let's see. Today, what did I do today? What did I do? I didn't realize it was Tuesday. I thought it was Monday for like most of the day. And I watched some of this show. I've been making Philly cheesesteaks. That's bad for my insides. Pretty good though. Shaved up some flank steak. I got the cheese whiz and the provolone. Cheese whiz. Actually, I thought it would be like disgustingly like delicious. It's actually just kind of bad. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. When I get that house, I'm going to get a new cat, second cat, to make this one shut the fuck up. I'm going to make a shooting range. I'm going to dig out a pond. I'm going to try and dig out a pond to put the pet turtle in. and I'm probably just gonna start rapping. Probably just gonna start freestyling really loudly, since no one can hear me, no neighbors. I'm gonna start making instrumentals, and I'm gonna take a bunch of ayahuasca and roll around on my lawn. I'm gonna mow the lawn and then roll around in it, and then for like, not planning it, and then get a bunch of grass shavings in my nose and eyes, and just start sneezing. What up?
Hold on one second. I'm going to. I'm still here.
Okay.
All right, cool. I just got something lined up once I'm done chewing this chocolate.
That's good. It's good to have a back.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
ARIA.
Yeah. Look, it's the comfiest slice of life. It's the comfiest slice of life ever. Well, I don't know if I would. According to a lot of people, I would certainly put it up there. So I don't know if we need to go through every episode individually.
What I like about it real quick before we get too far.
Yeah.
The comfiest slice of life ever. It's very comfy. However, there is just enough drama in each episode to keep me invested. It's light drama, a little bit. Never anything too strenuous or anything that you really feel like you're being stressed out. Just enough to where I want to see how this gets resolved. And
yeah, there's stuff.
It's eminently watchable. Eminently watchable in a way that a lot of slice of life that are straight up cozy show are sometimes I get a little distracted.
Right. Hit him our schedule. I have an episode where it's today we went out to eat, and then we took a bath.
Yeah.
And then we hung out and talked for a while, and then we took a bath. Or today we went to school, and then we came home and we bought oranges because it's summer, and we ate some oranges, and that's great. Yeah. This one, the approach ARIA takes is there's gonna be at least some kind of mystery or goal or event happening in each episode, and it seems to kind of skip around. I think it's linear, but it does skip around time-wise. I'm not sure how far ahead we skip in this first season, because let's see, at the end she says she's been there for a year and a half, and then in one episode she says it's her second winter there. So I don't know if the first episode where it's winter, if that's her first winter, if that's still her second one, or if we're time skipping and we're seeing
years are also 24 months there, and on Aqua,
right?
So their seasons, are the seasons twice as long, or are the seasons rotational? Is it like you do 2 springs a year, 2 summers a year?
Oh,
I'm gonna rip some salt.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Yeah. Why did you do that? Why did you rip salts?
I'm just trying to get back into it. I just peed my brains out. Now I gotta fucking warm myself back up. Okay.
You gotta sniff smelling salts to recover from peeing.
I just found them. They were in my closet for 3 months, and I'm I wonder if these are still strong. And I pulled them out. They're stronger than ever. So I wanted to try them out here.
They have not yielded, it turns out.
I think it might be worse.
They've fermented.
Yeah, the plant, they don't really give you, they don't info dump a ton of things on you. They kind of trickle information throughout the show about the nature of the planet and everything.
Slow world building. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, you get pretty much off the bat that it's been terraformed. The water was not always there. And now it's sort of a vacation destination. For people from the English translation, Manhome, which probably sounds a bit more elegant in Japanese, but that's Earth. You know.
I do like the concept of just naming the planet after where humanity came from. I think that's an interesting sci-fi idea. I don't know why they would change away from Earth, but if they were going to, just calling it basically where we're all from makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but you could you could convey the same information without saying man home. Like you'd be like, I don't know. It's like you can be you, I don't know. You could think of something.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel you.
Something.
I found it to be a neat idea. It's not the most elegant way of doing it now, but I kind of like the idea of renaming it that way.
Yeah, it could work. Yeah. So yeah, it's a different planet, and our characters. I mean, people know about ARIA, right? They're gondoliers. They're in Neo Venezia, which is just seemingly a carbon copy of Venice used as a tourist destination.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the Undine, they're called, but they're gondoliers.
Yeah. There's a term I looked it up minutes before we started.
Is it a real term?
It is a term not for gondolistas or whatever you call them, gondola. But it's a term for like a water ferry of sorts. So
I see. So it's kind of a showmanship, kind of a flashy name.
Right, exactly. It's a mystic being that resides in the water, and it exists in a couple of different cultures.
Yeah. So it's like calling. What is that like? I'm trying to think of a comparison. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yes. So our main characters are all apprentices, basically, to become full-on Undines. And our main character, her name's Akari, and boy, it took a while for me to get all these names because, keeping with the ARIA theme, their names all begin with A.
Yes.
So there's Akari.
So many.
Who is the main girl? She's the pink-haired one. There's Alice. Wait. There's
Alice, and then there's also Alicia. So that's a little
okay. So
a little confusing.
So Akari's her master, her what's the opposite of an apprentice? Her
sensei.
Her sensei, the primo Undine of their company, ARIA company. That's Alicia San, who you have been sending me uncomfortably sexually charged text messages about. How much what supplements are you taking? That you've never sent me anything that made me so uncomfortable in my life. I was like, I'm not even gonna respond. What the fuck is this, dude? Like,
I was thinking, should I tweet this or should I? Or like, no, nobody will understand. So
anyone who found it would have understood, I think.
Yeah, no, that was for you.
I don't know if I really wanted it.
You're welcome.
I did not know what to do with the information.
It was mostly a joke. It was a.
I know it was, but I know like it's also true. So it's.
It was a joke about the ara thing being a cute trait.
Yes. Yes, that was.
It seems like
I think that was pretty much the only way for you to get that across. Yes.
You know, sometimes they don't all land. You know, you gotta.
It wasn't even a creative sexual act. You just said, "I want her to ara at me as my cock gets hard." Like, what the fuck? Don't send me the word cock. What are you doing?
What do you mean?
That's just that's crazy. I don't want to hear that. Just
okay.
I don't want that imagery. Like, come up with some weird.
I painted a picture.
Come up with something unorthodox. No.
I painted a picture for you.
I don't want to imagine Alicia just staring at you as you rise.
It's almost your birthday, and that was my little gift to you. That was me showing. It's like, hey, here's a little short story.
Oh,
Short
story, the shortest story ever told.
Yeah, it's like baby shoes for sale, never worn.
My pee hard. That's the spiritual successor to baby shoes.
I always thought it's like the shortest sad story I ever told is baby shoes for sale, never worn. Why don't you just say condoms for sale, never worn? That's one word shorter, and it gets the same point across. It's like you can omit the new from the equation. You know the baby shoes for sale, never whatever.
Yes, I know.
Another
time. I don't get why that's a sadder. Okay.
It's sadder for one, and because the guy didn't get laid, and also it's one word shorter.
It is one word shorter. That's true. So Akari and Alicia. And then there's another company with Alice and Akira. Alice, what's her thing? Or no, it's not Alice. Fuck.
There's There's Aika, who's the one that tells her all the time.
Yes, it's Aika. And Aika's sensei is Akira. Akira is a hard ass.
Yes.
She's hardcore. Yeah, there she is. She's got spiky hair. She's strict. And Aika's got blue hair, and she doesn't like Akari's sentimental sappy lines, which she often calls out. And so yes, the company leaders, Alicia, Akira, and then the third company, I forget what they're called, but that's
Orange Planet,
and that is Alice, and who the fuck is her?
It's not. Is it Athena? Athena is one of the water goddesses, but I don't know if she's a member of Orange Planet. Who's the?
She is, but I don't know if she's like supervising.
Yeah, we don't really see her supervisor, right?
I guess not.
No, because that's like a whole academy. Like there's mad people there.
Yeah, she goes to school, so yeah, I don't know if she's in an earlier stage or if it's just a different process. But yeah, it seems like a very incestuous industry. There's not a lot of competition because they're all just training together and hanging out. They're all in different uniforms. It's like, yeah, whatever. We're all competing gondola tour companies, but
the illusion of choice.
It's like whatever. The illusion of choice. Pink, green, blue hair.
It's all the same shit. They're all gonna point out all these fucking duplicate artifacts from the old world, and I'm gonna stare at them lustfully the entire time.
Correct. Oh, there's Aika. Yeah, she got the Chinese shirt. She got braids. Oh, there's a flashback with Alicia and Aika. Still in a Chinese. She's supposed to be Chinese? Maybe she is. I don't know. It's not a very Chinese name. Maybe she just likes the fashion.
That's such a cute dress.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so we also have very, very fun gimmick of these companies is that their presidents are cats.
That's a good idea.
That's adorable. Yeah. So yeah, president, and so ARIA Company's president is a big fat boy cat who is constantly trying to woo other cats, particularly the cat from whatever company is not Orange Planet.
Shihime? Is that cat? The one that like a. She's a very snooty, sort of proud black cat lady.
Yeah, it's Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew. It's that.
Yeah,
they do that bit, but they do it very well. It's very funny because it's used as a good the characters will be having a conversation and you'll be watching him trying to impress this cat and failing. It's very fun. because he's a big fat dork.
But the harder.
Oh, of course, yeah, he gets his own episode. And normally the like mascot character goes on an adventure episode is like it's not usually bad, but it's kind of throwaway, But I'm gonna say one of the best episodes.
Easily, and it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah,
It's put in there right at the right time, where like the formula was starting to get in a little, you're getting familiar with it. So they threw that one up in there and mix it up, and I thought it was lovely. It's a lovely episode.
Like, instead of just pure relaxation and comfiness, I was instead finding myself just like, why am I almost crying over this girl eating a hoagie? Is this the power of the acoustic guitar? By the way, soundtrack, very, very acoustic guitar. It's almost exactly the same as a Manchu, I've found, because I watched a Manchu first, and it's like they were like, let's just do that again. So the soundtrack sounds exactly the same.
I love that the OP is unique every time. I love that that it really sets the tone, because the OP could take on a number of different tones given the material that's on screen. So like in some cases,
they literally change up like the. Oh yeah. One there's one time where it's like really like distant and echoey sounding, and sometimes it's something else, and yeah, it's I wonder who started that, like play the opening over like a montage of scenery and like dialogue setting up the episode, because Mushoku Tensei did that recently, so I wonder who started that, because you don't see it very often, at least not anymore. I don't know how often it was back in the 2000s, but this show did it at least.
God, it almost starts to provide like a nostalgic kind of feel to it, where like you're hearing a conversation, but you're not seeing them on screen. And they really, whoever was involved in this production, in a way that like a lot of other adaptations of manga don't, they came at it with like a very specific stylistic vision that applies to the entire thing. They understood the material perfectly and aesthetically crafted something that best represents the material. Not that I've read it.
Yeah. Well, the overwhelming, like, I would say it's like it's pretty much a theme of the show is like this kind of nostalgia for the present, where it seems like these characters, especially Akari, because she's so because she's so sappy, is like especially one of the episodes especially deals with like it seems like there's probably a German word for this, but probably like the feeling, like the kind of anxiety you feel when you know that you'll be looking back on a moment with fondness,
sure,
but you can't do anything about it except exist in it and let it slip past you, and like just enjoying a time so much that you're just like, I wish I could just stay here, It's
not quite like Mono no Aware or anything, but it's along those lines, like the nostalgia. Mono no Aware.
Oh, you're right. The term from
Yes, but like it's that nostalgia for a place or a time or an aesthetic almost, and it's not even something that you had to live. It's not quite that.
Yeah, I mean, the show is so nostalgic about itself. It's like, first of all, this is the first season out of like 5. It's like, calm down, fellas. It almost went too far in a couple places where it was like getting so sentimental about. We're like, dude, we're on episode 12. I feel like everyone is about to die. Like there's like montages of the previous episodes, and it's like I feel like the world is ending rather than, they're just hanging out, training.
Yeah. I would like to go on record and say that actually that term applies perfectly. I just looked it up again, and that is exactly what this is. It is the transience of things. It is the the deep, gentle sadness about this state of being
Oh, the awareness of
coming to pass.
impermanence. Yeah.
Right. And like
That's 100. That's yep. That's it. That's exactly what this is. It turns out there is not a German word for this. It's Japanese appropriately.
Yeah. And like that episode in particular, one where she really becomes acutely aware of the current time that she's in being of extreme importance to her sentimentally, and through like obviously through her teacher's own experiences and seeing how they reflect on it, and how like that's a masterful episode. It's perfect. It's so perfect. Just the way that that's unfolds and everything. It's wonderful. Because all of the characters in that episode are in the same boat. They all understand it in their own different way. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. What else is going on? There's there's also the city, Neo Venezia. Excellent world building, because even though it's a sci-fi setting, it has like it has mystery to it, because the thing about this show also that I did sort of anticipate, although I didn't anticipate it happening so soon in the show, because in Amanchu, it took to the second season before some weird supernatural shit happened, and it came out of nowhere, and it was like this 3 or 4 episode arc where they were trying to help out this ghost, and I was like, what the fuck? This has been about diving for 22 episodes, but immediately like there's like weird alleyways and areas that she finds, and then they disappear later, and there's like these weird characters that seem like they're spirits, and so it gives it's the utopian city, but it has this sense of mystery and wonder instead of just being a normal city. Like much of it's unexplored because of how like dense and how dense the layout is, and how slow the transit is because it's all canals. So our main character hasn't seen much of it, and it's also feels totally isolated because it's just surrounded by ocean, and the pace of life is really slow because it's just like a vacation town. So it feels like not purgatory. What's the good one? It's like between earth and heaven. It just feels like this eternal kind of time not moving place. I don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but like one of the wilder pieces of world building, it to the point where it's like this doesn't make any sense, but that's okay because it fits into the world. Is the hot spring that they go to that is built into an old mansion?
yeah.
Or something, and it's like they just it's like, oh, there's a hot spring underneath here. We can't do anything about it. We're just going to convert the entire bottom floor to be a hot spring. So they're just walking through the halls of this like beautiful European townhome or home or whatever, and opening doors into new areas of the hot spring. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna think too much about like how the mold would grow so terribly on all that old wood and shit, but it was a really cool aesthetic flourish, and
might just be rock. It's all ancient. I don't know.
It feels like there was that people have lived on this planet for a long time, and obviously we see glimpses of it, of like early phases of the civilization and everything. And
that's another good piece of like, because it's like, it's Neo Venezia, and it's all, it's shiny and new and it's sci-fi, but it's also like, it's been there for a long time. It reminds me of like one of the things I liked about Girls' Last Tour was that like they didn't know how many wars there had been, because like they were finding craters, but then there were like guns in the craters, so they were just like, I don't know the history of of the setting is shrouded in mystery, which I like.
Absolutely.
And they talk a lot about the like because there's also they talk a lot about how like about the process of terraforming and how like there's this sense that these characters all have of like appreciation for these people before them for who knows how many hundreds of years like just probably lived on a really shitty planet and like worked to bring water up from underground and make the atmosphere livable. So they kind of there's kind of this like
they call it a miracle. They call the world that they live in a miracle, you know, where it's like it was built through the perseverance of people before they came there, and they get to enjoy all the spoils of it, and they appreciate that, you know.
Yeah, it's
and,
not just
that's
it's not just like a miracle of science. It's like there were people who like really like
they stake their
struggled
lives on this.
for their entire lives for this for insane amounts of time, and they acknowledge that they like they owe all they have to them.
That's something I think about a lot whenever I read about any period of history before, like, say, like the 80s. Just like how shit life was for almost all of human history. Like, just how garbage it was to be a human before, like, not even like before modern medicine, and just dying of a disease that would be easily curable nowadays, or like just all of the backbreaking labor, having to get up when the sun comes up and go to bed when the sun goes down, you know, like and then this show really has an appreciation for that, and I really loved that about it, because it's not like it's an acknowledgement of the comfort that they experience coming from a place of hard work. So interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's an episode where a ghost gives her a letter to deliver, and Akari finds the address, and it is a grave at one of the like terraforming sites that was digging up ice, and that's like the first like straight up supernatural thing that happens in the show, and then they do it like the Cowboy Bebop, like the Faye episode where she plays the old tape to herself, like it's like a letter from a wife to like her husband who's working on the planet. I thought it was too sappy. I think they should have taken the tape and left it just for him, and not listened to it. Maybe gotten like a picture as a hint, like, hey, look, she had a cat, giving a hint there.
Well, it wasn't for, it's not for the audience to see. It's a personal message.
That's why that's why I would have liked that better, to not know, because then they make this really sappy, like, I miss you, honey, and it's like, okay,
there are a few pieces of media that ever have the balls to do that. It's a rare thing.
This is I love when I get the chance to bring this up. The third season of Yama no Susume, of all things, the mountain climbing lolly show. Like I think it's the third season. There's an arc where the two main girls, I forget if it's the arc where they're in a fight or not, but at the end of the season, they're something's happened, or they've reconciled, they've made up, and they're sitting together, and one of them says, hey, I have a secret for you, and she whispers something into her ear, and they both start laughing, and it just slow zooms out, and you don't know what she said, and it's not even like there's nothing implied, like it's not like Yuri bait or something. It's just like they have a secret between them, and you're not going to know it. That's how good friends they are. And it had the balls to be like, no, this is just showing to you, like, they they know things that other people don't know now, and I thought that was great.
Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation
Oh, of
movie's got
course.
one of those too.
Yeah, it's
Was
the same thing.
one of the most famous ever, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But Evangelion's got one.
Oh, does
It does, yeah. Gendo has one that he says to Ritsuko.
Ritsuko? Oh, okay. Is that an end of Evangelion?
It is.
Okay.
And it's like they're so few, but when you get them, it's delightful because it's like you fucker, you know. But yeah, no, they didn't do it here. The show is a little sappier than that, perhaps.
Yeah. It needs you to know. It wants you to know. But yeah, it's like it avoids the problem of having this sort of sterile, like Potemkin. What's the name? What's the word? Like prop up city. That's just an imitation of another one, because it feels like it's full of ghosts and energies trying to reach out at you.
Yeah.
So that's great. I love that. There's funny faces. I love the helpful mailman. Everybody's friendly. There's multiple
Woody.
helpful mailman. Well, there's the helpful mailman that she asks, the old guy who she asks to find the address for the letter. But yes, there's also Woody, who rides a fucking a hover bike. What are you saying?
I always think you should start trying to cultivate a Woody persona. You've got a Woody
There's
somewhere
a snake
in you.
in my boot.
I think you could be a Woody. If you had like a moped and you had little glasses like that, I think Declan Woody.
Then I would have 90% of the traits that Woody had. Like Woody.
Yeah.
If you had a hover bike and you lived on a different planet and you delivered mail, you would be a Woody.
I'm just saying, it's something to aspire towards. I think girls like Woody. I think every
These
girl
girls
in
seem
the
to
entire
like
show.
Woody. I don't know if they want to fuck him.
I think they might want to fuck Woody. He's got a nice tan. He's outside all the time.
True. I don't know how strong the planet's sun is, but
that would be something you would need to do if you once you have a home. Is really cultivate that. You should work out outside and work on your tan when you can.
Dude, I'm gonna tan fully nude. I'm gonna sun my balls. That's
you
the
have
secret.
to.
You got to get sunlight on your balls. I've been deprived of sun on my sack my whole life, and I feel like once I get some on there, both sides, flip it over halfway through, get the underside of the sack sunned up, I'm gonna fucking. I'm not even gonna use the door. I'm gonna bust right through my wall.
Tucking your nars twixt your knees and getting the glorious sun's rays upon them is a truly delightful phenomenon.
Is it illegal to do yard work fully nude?
Absolutely not. As long as there's no like direct line of sight to your as long as you have cover of some kind, it's your property.
What if there's a road in front of me?
As long as they're not going to see you. Like if you're in their backyard, it's a fair game.
Backyard is fine.
Front yard.
I mean, that just boils down to it's fine to be nude if no one sees you, which is true everywhere. I want to know if I can just be fucking if I can be reshingling my roof and butt ass naked.
If nobody's seeing you on your roof, you're good. But it depends on how much tree coverage you got, how far back from the road. What are the angles of view that they have of you?
Yeah, I'm up on a hill above the road if I get that house. So
you got to get that protractor out, but I think you're probably fine.
I'll just wear a little leaf.
There you go. Yeah, you have just a beautiful banana hammock that comes off the moment you go around the outside of the house.
Oh
yeah. No, I used to do that when my parents would go out of town. I would just go up to the pool and tan completely naked.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's the most private area ever. Even the mailman comes, you're not gonna. Yeah, no one's driving up.
Yeah, I'm getting up. Look, if nobody was coming over that night, I wasn't wearing clothes at any point. I gotta go. The dog's in. I'm going out to that front. I'm on the deck. It's all hanging out, baby.
It's all hanging out.
Hello, world.
Yep. Here's my dog. Yeah. So yes, this show.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Don't say my birthday on the podcast.
They don't know what day this is. We didn't record this live.
It's
They don't know
live. No,
that.
it's live right now. We're
Yeah,
live.
they don't know that we didn't record it before.
Oh, this is pre-recorded. You're saying?
Yeah, they don't know that.
Okay. I guess we could be live streaming a pre-recorded recording.
Could be. We are.
That'd be pretty weird.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
yeah, that's what we're. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Congratulations! You got another one of my security questions, listeners. Yes. What else is there about this show? There's ARIA. There's the famous ARIA Kinshi.
あらあら禁止夫婦も禁止あらあらどっちも禁止
Oh, it's such a great scene.
禁止禁止あらあら禁止禁止あらあら禁止あらあら禁止
I mean, like 60% of Alicia's lines are ARIA. It's crazy.
It's pretty fabulous. It makes me smile. Look at the look on her face when she says "Ara." Tell me that it doesn't soothe you in your soul.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll find it at some point. And there's also the famous awawawa here. A lot of good sounds. Yes. One of my notes is I'm really goofing off. I guess someone said that.
Akari is the main character of the show, but
Yes.
I feel like a lot of times she's perfect. Like they're perfectly content to have her take a back seat to everybody else. Like she'll just
Sure.
The episodes will really be about somebody else and their struggle.
Oh yeah. She doesn't have a lot of stuff to work out. She's a simple gal.
Yeah, she's on her way to becoming a prima undine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that matters to her.
Yeah.
I love the episode where they go visit grandma. that's a fabulous one.
Yes. They visit what's her title? Like it's the Supreme
Kai
Mermaid. Yeah, fucking
Super Saiyan Undine for they call her grandma.
Legendary Great Water Fairy, who started ARIA Company, and they visit her, and Aika thinks they're going to be going through some hardcore training. She thinks like they're having her, or she's having them do like chores, and Aika thinks they're being Mr. Miyagi'd, but they're not. And
nope.
The solution to everything in this show is just to chill out more. Like there's a day where everything's totally flooded, and it's like, yeah, this happens once a year. Everyone just chills the fuck out on this day when everything's flooded. And they go to grandma, and grandma's like, yeah, to be a good Undine, you just fucking hang out.
I do have to say, I any time that I asked myself, I'm like, how the fuck do these people make enough money to survive as people that just give boat tours? Then in that very episode, there would end up being a thing where Alicia is upselling the client on like a place that they can go. Where it's like, do you want me to schedule a trip to the opera? And she's getting kickbacks on an opera trip. It all has sort of internal logic to it. It's like they have the job of showing people things and also selling things to people. They go to a potato shop at one point. I'm sure there's some sort of kickback from that potato shop too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're affiliated places.
I bet that shit happens in real life.
I'm sure.
Yeah. What the hell else was I going to talk about? There's a beach episode. They grill, they swim, they train, they dive. Let's see. There's an onsen episode. They go to the onsen. Akari's scared about being naked. Then she's fine. Oh yeah, we talked about the then it's winter time. There's things like snow bugs. They gather firewood. We haven't talked about Athena yet much.
Oh, Athena.
I don't know if it's I don't know to call her Athena or Athena. But she's brown, she's clumsy, and she can sing good. She's great also.
Of course.
I like the bit of her constantly getting beamed by bridges as she passes underneath them. I didn't realize she was supposed to be older. She's the same age as the senseis, but she's roommates with Alice.
She marches to the beat of her own drum, bro.
Sure.
She's not on the same trajectory as everybody else. She just likes to sing and be dumb.
How did you feel about the a cappella singing that she did?
I found it acceptable because the girl was brown, so that helped a lot.
All right, yeah.
I liked that about her.
It wasn't a hoagie; it was a baked potato.
they had already they had already won me over by this point. They didn't drop it in the first episode, which is really where the bad taste starts to form in my mouth. I was already sold on the world. I was already sold on these ladies being water fairies. You know, like they didn't have to convince me or anything. So, yep.
Nice. Man, yeah, there's so much cat butthole on this show.
They love it.
I was afraid the show was going to make me one of those people that saw Avatar and got sad because they couldn't live on Pangea or Pandora or whatever the fuck it was called.
Did it happen? Are you lamenting the fact that you'll never be able to sail away
so far? But if I don't, if I don't get this house, who knows what I'll do?
The song at the beginning is just perfect. It's so gets you into the mood, like the OP and the lyrics of the OP talking about going away, like sailing away to a world together and shit. Like, yeah, you're lulling me in, baby. Every episode, I'm being.
I love the ED. I've heard it before. Man, it's so good. Yeah, Alice. Alice, I didn't realize how autistic she was until there was an episode where she was mad at her left hand for being useless. I was like, what the fuck kind of spurg shit is this? Like, this is a very contrived like way to come up with this metaphor about how some people are useful even though they don't make themselves stand out. So the way to show that is that she's mad at her left hand. It's like even Akari is like, okay,
strange girl. She doesn't really do much for the rest of the show. Once she's done that, she doesn't really have much else to do.
Yeah,
she has her episode.
Yeah, we spent an episode in her school, and she's stealthily taking care of this little panda cat named
it's
Ma.
kitty.
Oh, adorable! Just goes Ma.
Of course, the solution is that Ma ends up being the president. It's like, of course. Why did you guys know you're on ARIA, right? Like, you guys know that you're on the show ARIA. Just go do the thing.
Yeah, and yeah. So I guess the moral of that episode is that sometimes that brown people are more useful than you think. I don't know. But we need to talk about Prez's episode, President Aria's. A great big adventure because it's awesome. They're doing chores and he's trying, but he's failing because he's a dumb fat cat. He's trying his best, but he just gets in the way, so he decides to run away with like a hobo sack.
Spindle.
Yeah, but then he just eats the food before he even leaves, and no one even realizes he's gone. And he decides, and that's the first half of the episode.
Yep.
Because he comes back after he gets scared. But then in the second half of the episode, first of all, Prez is an otaku. Sorry, hold that thought. I also really liked in the school episode when Alice put on the Asuka hair. She's got these huge fucking twin tails or whatever they are. Oh, I love her huge hair.
It's big.
It's so big. She looks totally different.
Yeah, she does. She looks more peppy and less spurgy.
You look at the later seasons of this, the characters all look totally different. They really change things up. I don't know if it's. I assume they probably just go like forward in time. I thought it would be cool if like there were like arcs where it's like you go through like multiple years and you always like end like at some stopping point like when they graduate or whatever, but then you reset and you show different episodes. Kind of like Hidamari doesn't quite do that, but they skip around throughout 1 year. Just go different dates at random. I don't know, but anyways.
As far as ARIA, it feels like the episodes could take place basically whenever. It's like I don't feel there's a loose sort of linearity to them, but they're mostly episodic.
Yeah, aside from like the seasons,
there's a stasis that exists.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Cat President reads some manga and decides to become a superhero. And he puts on a uniform, and also by the way he can type, so I guess he can't talk, but he can type at them and leave them messages. But he becomes a superhero, and he tries to redeliver a lost doll to a little girl.
Perfect.
And goes through a series of mishaps where he almost blows his cover. Some people just instantly recognize him. He runs into a praying mantis that he's very scared of. He gets attacked by Ma, the orange. What is it? Orange. Julius.
Orange Planet.
The Orange Planet cat. Instead of being a haughty, uppity cat, just attacks him and bites his belly, which he does not like. So he gets attacked by Ma, and it's just great. And then I looked up who voices Arya, and it's some lady, but does a lot of Pokemon voices, which makes a lot of sense.
It seems like she has got some experience creating emotion through just saying sounds. The button at the end of that episode too, of like him being discouraged just at the end and feeling like he failed as a hero, and then realizing that he did so much more than anybody else would do, and the fact that the little kid is still happy at the end, even though the toy's a little dirty. It's just a kid; they don't care, and lovely, so lovely.
At one point, he impresses a crowd of people by standing on a ball. He's just like it's like. Yeah, it's he just keeps stumbling into silly situations, but yeah, it seems like a like kind of a gag episode, and ends up being one of the biggest tearjerkers out of the whole bunch, because he becomes a true hero at the end. Masterful episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep, rare to do a mascot character episode, or like it's an animal episode that really hits and it doesn't feel kitschy or like trite. It's definitely got a little bit of kitsch factor, but I think it really is in line with the quality of the other episodes. Well, wonderful. Yeah, this show it's fucking so good.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it at a slow pace, so that I could watch each episode and then digest it, because oftentimes we could have, if we really wanted to, recorded this like this time last week, but we would have had to like fucking bomb through it, and getting the time to really digest it. It was wonderful. I would come home from the gym, I'd get in the bathtub, and then after a nice bath, sit down, watch me an episode of ARIA, and go to bed. It's terrific.
That sounds pretty good.
Great thing to do to yourself.
Yeah, and then the last few episodes are just like very, very nostalgia heavy. There's one more supernatural thing that happens, which is there's an episode where Akari travels to the past, unbeknownst to her until the very end, but she passes through a magical bridge that takes her back to before Aqua was a, fully, perfectly habitable planet, and there's people there, and they live a rough life, and she gets to see them, see, water flowing down this canal, finally, that they've been waiting for, and also fantastic. Loved it. And a lot of characters that look suspiciously like our other characters, probably ancestors. Probably meets like her great grandmother or something like that, because she's suspiciously similar to the lady she meets.
There's just a terrific ability to tell a simple standalone story inside of this framework that they set up. Like a great episodic TV show where you get to the resolution of the episode and you feel like you've just watched an entire story, And I think that's kind of a lost art in some ways, And I feel like when shows do that well, really amplifies the entire thing, because everything is serialized now, and everything's like I want to binge watch fucking 13 episodes of the show because I want to see the story all the way through. But you get nice stories in every episode, and it's fulfilling, which is I kind of come to prefer that kind of television content,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Changing the season too in the last few episodes, how they're set in winter time, which I loved as well.
Yeah. A lot of snow. There's an episode that's really just flashbacks of the senseis back when they were underlings, and how they met each other and hung out. That's nice. There's a very specific type of reaction. Everyone has their own type of reaction face. Alice has like the upside down V here with the, it's so funny. My cat will be trying to get me up in the morning to feed her, and she'll be like poking me and running away, and she'll like poke me and then go on my nightstand and sit down and just like look at me, and she'll give me like I swear she does the perfect flat topped eyes, like she's like so unimpressed with me. Like it's flawless. I can't believe she can make this face. It's like I can't believe she can convey that emotion.
You gotta get a picture of it at some point.
That'd be tough. The phone's gonna be across the room. I don't know. It's goddamn, it's fucking funny. You're talking about, what was it you talking about? Something about like episodic TV. I love watching those Red Letter Media Star Trek.
Oh my god!
Because I just love, because I cannot think of anything lamer than Star Trek, and I'm so glad it's finally just openly what it always was. And I'm so glad these fucking nerds are getting a taste of their own medicine without any veneer of like, oh no, but it's intellectual. Oh, because fucking Star Trek dorks think that intelligent sci-fi is like cloning Abraham Lincoln and like, oh, he's so proud of how not racist we are. I'm doing the jerk off motion with my hand. It's so smart. Oh, it's so intelligent. And now the writers are just like, why even pretend, like why not just be pornography? How about that?
Nah, you're whiffing. You're whiffing.
No, the critics are like, hey, there's no subtlety in this, and that's good. And I'm like, yes, that is good, because it's like porn used to have plots. Maybe some of it still does, but there's a reason most of it doesn't anymore, because people were like, what are we doing here? I'm here to I'm here to activate the part of my brain that sends blood to my pee-pee. And when you watch political sci-fi, you're activating the part of your brain that makes you feel like you're throwing poop on the other tribe, and you're showing your butt at them, and you're showing your balls at them, and you're waving your balls around, and you're throwing more poop at them, and you hit the poop right in one of them's face, and you're like, I got that other fucking chimp from that other tribe right in the fucking face of my poop.
So simple.
And that's,
how simple you are. The best episode of
anything.
Best episode
every
of
clip
TNT.
I've ever seen from Star Trek is exactly that. And just putting ICE directly into it, perfect. It's achieved its true form.
Yeah, you're just wrong. I can feel it. Yeah, it is wicked. I respect the attempt, but you have missed the mark.
Come on! Every episode is they find a planet with racism, and they're like, "We don't like this."
It's like every fourth episode. Every fourth episode. The best episodes are ones where it's like Riker was accidentally cloned by the transporter machine, and now there are two Rikers. How do we deal with this? It's like that.
That doesn't seem like much of a problem. It's just like now we got two dudes.
Well, no, because one of them. So it happened years ago, right? So it's like he was accidentally cloned by a transporter machine, being evacuated from a planet like 15 years ago or whatever. And then in the 15 years since, one of the Rikers has been going on and living his entire life. And then the other Riker has been stuck, abandoned on this planet. And then they have to deal with the fact. You would think that's the way that it would go, but it's more complicated than that because William Riker's a good guy. So it's episodes like that, episodes about like you've got generals defecting with valuable information in an attempt to like stop a war from taking place. And then it gets to the end of the episode and it turns out that the entire thing was a put on by the opposition forces to suss out enemies who were trying to like that they didn't think were loyal enough, shit like that. All kinds of interesting concepts in Star Trek. Not all just about racism. The lamest episodes are, but there's so much Trek. Anyway, I don't feel like I need to defend it any more than that.
There's a lot of Trek.
But yes, it has been. There are plenty of episodes where it's like really doing. There is one alien race that has their face shapes are a little different than the other ones, or this one's a drug episode. This one is an episode about how this one civilization is hooked on a drug that these other people have access to and sell them. Those are definitely in there. Robot sentience, of course, they got that too. Those have been an absolute trip to watch. Because I haven't consumed any of the new Picard, like any of the new stuff, because I'm just not interested. Because I want episodic entertainment, but big laser beams.
I love how miserable they are about Picard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, that's the point. That's why you watch it. It's because they give them the first one. They have this sort of faux optimism, or like a. Did my thing just cut out? Can you talk from real quick?
Yeah. Hello.
Got it. What's going on there? Okay. Sorry, my speaker's fucking up. So in the first episode of their new series, they have like a kind of slight optimism, which is I think probably largely a put on them. But the descent has been enjoyable to watch. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Their clips of Will Wheaton giving fucking overly enthusiastic interview questions and zooming in on his face is so funny.
There's this one clip that they use where from like the first season of Picard, where they're talking about how Patrick Stewart had clear creative influence on this to make himself a space god. Rather than like a morally perfect, like a person of logic. And it's my favorite clip of Will Wheaton that they use is he's like, Patrick Stewart's like, I got to go one place that I've never been able to go before, the writer's room. And Will Wheaton leans back in his chair and puts his hand up to his face in like a very smug sort of place. He's like, it's the best place to be. And I think about that all the time. Whenever I think about Will Wheaton, that's my favorite fucking clip of him ever. This super over the top. It's like, it's the best place to be. You know, it's like the writer's room.
Has he written anything? Like,
I have no idea. It's the best place. Is he asking? Is he stating? It's Will Wheaton. Let's see. He's probably done some writing.
Yeah, he's got to have.
Filmography, film and TV show.
Writer on 3 credits. Tabletop, which I assume is like a D&D role-playing. Titan's Grave, Arena. Not a lot of writing credits for Will Wheaton.
Well, he says it's the best place to be.
I guess it's the best place to be.
I trust him on that. Will Wheaton. Yeah, I think nobody has done a better job of... I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is like he doesn't have any talent. So you have to capitalize on being in a good, in a sci-fi property once, you know. So he's doing what he has to do, which is pandering to nerds and just subsisting off of that for the rest of his life, you know. But I hate him so much for it. Oh Lord, I hate him for it.
I almost respect how deliberately hateable he's being, just in his demeanor everywhere. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Yes. Well,
I got one more Kevin Smith update we got to talk about real quick. Kevin Smith, he was tweeted at by a Comic-Con, like where they were like, it's like 10 years ago, Kevin Smith did a panel here where Kevin Smith, known for being a writer, director in Gigantic Nuisance, which is a reference to the panel where he called himself a gigantic nuisance or whatever in the panel. And he went off on them in a reply where he was pissed that they called him a huge nuisance. I'm like, no, Kevin, you called yourself that. And I just think it's like, how the fuck can that guy not? How is it possible to make that mistake? Like, how is it possible to like? It's like, you seriously think that they tweeted this to dog you? You're
smokes weed, I think.
Self-deprecation, man.
You'll be smoking dig green herb.
Imagine being a celebrity and being high all the time and constantly being obsessed with people think about you. And like being paranoid, that sounds terrible. I don't know if I could ever smoke weed if I was a celebrity.
Being high sounds terrible. Being a celebrity sounds terrible. Yeah, both. Not into it. Not into the idea.
I bet going out in public really, really high and having to interact with people coming up to you. It's like, is this person going to try to shoot me right now? What if this person shot me? What if I'm John Lennon? I'm about to get shot by this guy. You know?
Yeah.
If you're like a celebrity that doesn't have a bodyguard, you know?
I know. Yeah. Yeah, man.
My Kevin Smith update.
Oh, yeah, that was the... Okay, cool. Well, that's great. And that was ARIA.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time. We're going to talk about spring, probably. The spring
sure.
animes.
Fucking ready for it.
And who knows what else is coming?
Oh, we do know what else is coming. We're doing we're gonna do eulogies. Maybe we save that for the third part. We'll save that for the third part because we always need a little bit extra motivation.
Sure, yeah. I don't know if you copied this from some other podcast you listened to, but yeah, Ethan had this idea that we write each other's obituaries / eulogies. So, apropos of nothing, I guess we're doing that. We should wait until there's some show about death or something so that it's at least sort of topical. I don't know.
I've been re-listening through the back catalog of a podcast that constantly does gimmicks, and I'm like, we should start doing gimmicks. So we're gonna start. We got a gimmick.
Is that always just a random gimmick that has nothing to do with what they're talking about?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess
Yeah, they don't have any. They don't do set topics. They just have whatever they bring in, and usually one of them will bring in a game. So this is going to be. I mean, we don't have 3 people, so we can't really play that many games. So we did Isekai or Total Lie. We did a test run of that a while ago, or a few episodes ago, and then we're gonna do eulogies for each other next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You're welcome to bring gimmicks as well if you want.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome to. It's your podcast also.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I finally have explicit permission.
Yeah, you can take the kid gloves off.
Yeah. Send me gimmicks. Podcast at gangstalking.com.
Or tweet us.
Tweet us. My DMs are open, ladies.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna own a home, maybe.
I'm gonna own a home probably at some point.
There's 2 things in this world that women love, which is a guy who owns a home or a guy who has committed some sort of killing spree, and you're in for one of the 2. You know, if you're either, you could get some prison pussy out of this.
Yeah, 2022 ends and I'm homeless, or if I don't own a home, have a mortgage, I will be committing violence.
Yeah, so
for fun, not even for profit, not even for any kind of material gain, not even anything sexual, not any power out of it. I just the spirit of the boredom, game. Spirit of the game. Yes, for sport. I don't know who's causing all this housing stuff. I don't know if anyone or class in particular is to blame, but I will just sort of pick one at random.
If you tweet at us, if you don't want it to be you, and tell us which group is responsible. Otherwise, we're going to assume it's everyone.
I'll start a Twitter poll: who's responsible for the housing market being fucked, and I'll just put some, economic classes and maybe some ethno religions in there. I don't know, and we'll see who comes out as the winner. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Oh yes, I'm on Twitter at TimeCubeIsekai, one word.
Shakira but male.
Shakira but male. Podcast at gangstalking.com. Oh yeah, I got to take us out on another Wicked Wisdom track. I don't know any of these. How about
just play it?
Well, how about this song, which is in my eyes what Will Smith is, Forgiven. Thank you everybody, and have a good one.